Oh man, it finally worked. I'm so proud of
Got
myself.
your computer to work?
Yeah, I think so.
Right.
First try.
64 or the Coleco?
I think I figured it out. No, I honestly think I figured it out. Yeah.
Is that an Apple IIe?
Yeah. Oh no, I just prayed. Yeah, I just prayed.
Oh, that
And
always
then,
works.
And just played with the wire. Just do this with the wire.
Yeah, I went with all gods, and it worked. Let me ask you guys: you guys watch the Oscars? Are you guys Oscar people?
I didn't watch any of it, but of course, there's a lot of, I think they obviously manufacture controversy to make people to get more eyeballs on it, and of course, who
like
was
the Angela Bassett thing?
Yeah, was it Jimmy Fallon hosting it or the Jimmy Kimmel?
Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. I saw this Angela Bassett thing. Can't you be pissed that you lost? I don't understand that. If you lose the Super Bowl, I mean,
That's not why she was mad, though.
Why was she mad?
She was mad because she didn't say her before whoever won it.
Actually, I did read that
What?
that snippet. So I guess
Her
Jamie
name-
Lee Curtis won the best
And she
supporting
mentioned
actress.
somebody else besides
and
Angela
then
Bassett.
supposedly whatever movie it was, which I didn't see, I have no context, was that she was in the movie for like 10 seconds. They showed her for like 5 minutes in the movie.
Jamie Lee Curtis?
Allegedly, yeah. I didn't see it, but yeah,
I have
they
no idea.
went into this whole detail about why she didn't win, and it was kind of like payback for the time she didn't win. And her dad, Tony Curtis, was an Academy Award winner, and blah blah blah. So it was almost like payback.
her mom was.
Yeah, Janet Leigh, the one who was in she was in Psycho. She was the female in Psycho who got stabbed in the shower by Anthony Perkins. So she has
Did she win an award? Did she
should
get an
have.
award for being
Wait, was her mom?
murdered?
Her mom didn't die in the opening scene, right?
Janet Leigh. Janet Leigh.
Janet Leigh was in the whole movie.
Oh,
in the whole
no.
movie, yeah, but she was the
No,
the
I
wo-
thought who
she was-
died right away. I thought somebody died right away.
I don't know.
That person didn't even have a speaking
No,
role. It was
no.
she didn't win an Academy Award for being stabbed in the shower.
No, the movie Psycho.
To start the movie, she got
best
stabbed in the
No,
shower.
no, it was like into the movie, but yeah, in the movie Psycho, the famous scene is like she's in the shower, and then Anthony Perkins dresses up like his mother because that's why he's a psycho.
How progressive is that?
and does that?
That is so
Did you
progressive.
guys? Did you ever see the remake of that movie
I heard of it, but I didn't see it.
with the big lug from Chicago, from Loyola Academy?
I have no idea who we're talking about. I don't watch. That's the thing. I
Not
don't watch
Vince
any
Vaughn.
movies.
Vince Vaughn, yeah,
Vince Vaughn is Psycho.
Vince Vaughn
Yeah.
did a remake of Psycho.
yeah, and it's actually really good.
No, it's not.
I swear to God.
Okay, you're lying. I'm sorry. You're just.
And the funny thing,
Jackie, when was the last time I've ever said anything that he didn't accuse me of lying or being bullshit? I mean, he's just the most confrontational person you'll ever meet.
No, I'm not. You're wrong.
I just think you're unrepentant liar. That's the problem.
Oh, you do too now?
I mean,
no, you're jumping on a
it's not
bandwagon.
like I don't trust you.
Ted feels left out
It's
because I'm
not that he
accusing
doesn't
you of
trust you.
something.
He just thinks you're a liar.
Yeah. I don't think you're a liar. I just don't think you ever tell the
First of
truth.
all, that's not a lie. It's a matter of opinion.
It is.
So my opinion is wrong in your opinion.
No.
So
Your
my
opinion
opinion
has
is
no.
go fuck yourself.
Your opinion has no value.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to make sure you understand that part. Your opinion has no value.
Wait,
yeah.
I thought if I wanted an opinion, I'd give it to you.
Yeah.
If I needed your opinion.
No,
I'd give
if
it to
I need your opinion, I'm going to beat it out of you.
Oh, okay.
That's how it goes.
So I did not watch. I did not watch the Oscars because
I
I
didn't.
knew nobody would get their ass kicked. It already happened.
And of course, they told the Will Smith slapping jokes, and we all had a good laugh. It's funny. I still
No, there
to this
were
day-
none. There was only one. He mentioned it
Yeah.
one time.
Okay.
Yeah,
but he
I
still
mean,
mentioned it. Yeah.
Just so much. So did you guys see any of the movies that were nominated?
No,
I didn't see any of them.
there was 10.
You did. You
10.
saw Elvis. You saw Elvis.
Oh, I
you
did
told
see
me to
Elvis.
Elvis.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
good. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I saw that. The Banshee of Inner Sharon I saw.
The
I wanna see
Banshee of Inner Sharon. Is that the with two
In
Irishmen
Sharon.
Yeah.
in a cart?
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
No, and then the whale,
looks good.
the whale with Brendan Fraser.
That was not nominated.
Yeah, it was.
No, he won.
Yeah, he won.
Wait,
He won
was it?
Best Actor. He won Best Actor.
Wait, but that was nominated for Best Picture?
No.
No,
He was.
No, I'm talking about.
it
I'm talking
wasn't.
about just for Best Picture. Oh, I
Yeah.
was just thinking.
So they were basically shaming that movie because I guess he was wearing because he was like basically playing a homosexual English professor, and I've never seen the movie.
And
by
he's
the
not
way,
gay.
was really
he's not
heavy.
gay, and then he's wearing like
He's not English,
and he's,
and he's not a professor.
and he's wearing like a fat suit because he's supposed to be 600 pounds in the movie, and obviously he's not.
He's
so of
probably
course,
a liar.
So
what did they?
It was basically a fatophobia attack on him. It was like stereotypes about overweight people, and so about you can't make everybody happy.
Was it a true story?
I don't. It could have been. It probably was.
So in the story, the guy was 600 pounds.
Yes.
But because he played at 600 pounds, people
because
didn't like it.
because I didn't hire
he's not 600
because I
pounds.
didn't hire a real 600-pound person, which would be tough to do.
I know. I think before John
don't
Candy
understand
died,
life
he was
anymore.
supposed to play a real Fatty Arbuckle.
Yeah, well, Fatty
Wait,
Arbuckle.
was Farty Arbuckle fat?
No, he was. Yeah, he was a comedian back in
don't
the
know.
20s.
I have no idea.
He was a comedian back in the 20s.
Yeah.
This is all I know about him. I guess he allegedly raped somebody, and then his career was over at that point. Blah blah
Wow.
blah.
That's a lot to know, Ted. Since I know nothing about him,
Well,
or
that's-
if he's fat,
that's-
or if he's a rapist.
that's what I'm telling you.
I'm impressed too. I just know John Candy was going to play him in a movie before he died.
Yeah. But obviously, you know,
But
obviously
you can't hire a 600-pound guy because he'll be dead before the movie's over.
Right.
So that's not even a thing.
Or hire a non-smoking 600-pound guy.
I don't think a 600-pound
John
person.
Candy had a lot of
I don't think a
issues.
600-pound person could even like be mobile. I think they would need to literally be wheeled in a
Mobile
hospital
and
bed.
hostile,
Yeah,
but maybe. Yeah. No,
not agile. That's for sure.
You know what? It doesn't bother me at all because I don't watch any of these movies. I've decided. I mean, I've kind of figured out I don't really watch movies anymore.
I don't watch any. You know, actually. So
I don't
remember
really
when
watch
I was
movies.
a kid. When I was a kid, I remember like before there was internet and everything, I'm watching like TV, and I still get to this day. I get the Academy Awards confused and the Oscars confused, but I guess there was a movie that won the Academy
Aren't
Award.
those things that you know why you do?
I don't know.
They're the same thing.
Yeah. So anyway,
Sometimes I get boobies and titties
there was
mixed up.
there was a movie.
Also the same.
The
Matt.
movie that won the best movie that year, whatever year I was watching, it was called My Dinner with Andre, and it was literally two guys at a dinner table talking like I was talking to you, except it was way boring.
You know what? If
Isn't
I
that
knew
what
that,
this show
Wait, was that on the Academy Awards or was that on the Oscars?
yeah, Teddy. If I knew, honestly, if
He
I
can't
knew,
remember.
yeah, if I knew you were going to bring up My Dinner with Andre, I would have never talked about the Oscars at all.
Actually, that's a good bet. The loser of any bet we have has to watch My Dinner with Andre.
So anything that has
sober.
anything that has like a synonym, Ted thinks it's two different things.
Two different things.
yeah. If it's
That's not the first time this has happened.
Now listen, I've never worked for the FBI, but I have worked for the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Yeah, they're pretty cool.
What about the full-blooded Italians? FBI.
You are so bad. All right, so this is the only thing about the Oscars that I thought was really funny. I guess John Travolta did like this teary kind of thing.
No,
Salute.
he started crying.
Yeah, to Olivia Newton-John, and he started crying, right? And
Because he came out, they were playing "Hopelessly Devoted to You"
Yeah.
in the background, and he came out to, open that session of the Oscars,
Right.
or the Academy Awards.
Wait,
and
which one? Sorry.
The Academy Awards haven't happened yet.
But you know what?
so-
But hold on a second. He's an actor.
they all are.
Right. So when he cries, I just don't. I mean, can you honestly say that he had any emotion other than this would be the perfect time for me to cry?
I'm glad you said that because we watched the Oscars, and I disagree with you on this front. I really think he was emotional because he got choked up when he got to the line that ended what he was going to say, and he said, he was going to end it on "Hopelessly Devoted to You," and then they played her in his shoulder first. I say that when they go up there and they give their speeches. To me, that's the most disingenuous thing because they're so long, and some of them are so well articulated, and they're crying. There's no fucking way that's not scripted.
Oh, that they
They're
kind of practiced it?
Yeah, they're so articulated while they're crying. He wasn't. He was totally, but I mean, they're like getting through this complicated monologue while they're crying.
I think most of them have it.
for
have
sure.
a piece of paper written
Yeah.
up. If they are really in contention, they kind of know.
And Brendan Fraser was definitely. I mean, he was bawling the whole time, and he's like, did this whole monologue, and it was like, there's no way that wasn't rehearsed. How could he remember the details of what he's saying right now?
So can you get an Academy Award for winning the Academy Awards?
That should be a new
Oh,
category.
and the best speech from last year.
That should have been our show today.
Speech. Winning the Academy Award for winning
The real wieners.
Wait, did you say he was choked up or coked up? I didn't catch that part.
That's a whole nother movie.
Okay.
Wait, are we saying are you going to ruin this for me too? Like you ruin sports? Are you going to ruin Pete Rose for me?
Yeah, well, you ruined
jerk.
Bobby Knight for me.
Bobby Knight is a turd.
I know. We've had the discussion.
But I did not know that Pete. I mean, everybody knows Bobby Knight's a turd.
I didn't know he was a turd back then either.
I didn't know.
You didn't know he was a turd.
I didn't know
Not
Pete
until-
Rose was dating 12-year-olds or whatever you said.
you
allegedly.
didn't know Bobby Knight was a
Allegedly.
turd when he was like trying to beat people.
Not that. Not the type of turd that he came out to be in the '90s. But
I just.
he didn't.
It was just.
First of
it was
all,
just tough love.
Pete
It was
Rose
just tough
did
love.
not date 12-year-olds. He had sex with 13-year-olds. There's a difference between sex and dating.
Yeah.
He
And you know
wasn't
what?
dating
We'll
them.
talk about that
They were
later when we talk
prostitutes.
about Lauren Boebert.
yeah.
Bobert.
Lorraine?
Bobert.
Lauren Boebert.
Lauren
Sorry, I'm
Boebert.
just doing my Ted
You
impersonation.
know who Lorena Bobbitt is.
Lorena
Yeah.
Bobbitt.
You know he made it. You know the husband.
She's gonna cut some-
You know the husband who had his penis cut off. They found it out when she threw it out the window, and they reattached it. And they actually made a porno.
Yeah.
And
he did.
I saw that porno.
You saw
I saw the porno with John Bobbitt.
John Wayne Bobbitt.
They always say, you know what? Every hillbilly dumbass
No, if
has
you're-
three damn names.
Every guy on death row has a middle name like John Wayne.
Right. All mass
Gacy,
murderers.
Yeah.
Bobby Lee, something. Yeah.
Billy Ray.
Yeah, Billy
My
Ray.
buddy has this
Billy
saying when he sees a creepy guy like walking around, he's like, We're gonna know that guy's middle name pretty soon. He always says that. We're gonna.
That's
Is
classic.
it that fucking guy? We're gonna know his middle name in like a month or two.
His
I
mom,
guarantee
his
it.
mama beat him, made him put a dress on, and send him to school. And then he was going to go to the future serial killer Hall of Fame. It was just a matter of time, right? we could set our watch by it.
It's like a recipe.
You have a serious, Teddy, you have a serious problem. Okay, we need to get to tips because we have a guest, a mystery guest.
I know who it is.
No, you don't.
So do I.
No, you
Jesus,
don't.
It's Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Ted.
I'm kidding.
He's going to be no help to you
It's
at all.
Jesus
Here,
Can we
Cristobal.
start? Can we start guessing now?
Here's the beauty of this.
Matt, is
not
she
only is
from
Ted
around
not
here?
going to be, not only it's yes or no questions to the mystery guest. Not only is Ted not going to help you with any relevant questions, he's going to re-ask things that you ask, and then he's going to ask things that don't apply after our mystery guest. After she says no, right? It's like, are you a snowman? No. All right. What about snow? Is there something involved in snow? There's nothing involved in snow. All right. What about winter and snow? Yeah.
And then he's going to say, I have a question. It is winter.
Well,
Are you a snow? Are you a snow woman?
Well, Mark's actually been very good at guessing the mystery guest.
I got the
of
twine.
recent,
I got the twine gal right away.
You're like the guy in Wheel of Fortune. There's like one letter, and then you know the whole puzzle. It's like a 20-piece puzzle, and you can figure it out. You're that guy.
Well, Matt got so pissed off because
I hate
back-to-back
game
weeks,
shows.
I got the twine person like right away, and then Steve got the gum wall guy. Like he's like, "He's the guy with all that gum on the wall." Man, it's like, what the fuck?
No, see, I can't
Remember
guess
that?
any of that
And
stuff.
Steve's like, I was there. I
Yeah,
jogged
we were
past
there.
it. Yeah.
I can't guess any of that stuff.
Dick, I remember all.
It was 2 weeks in a row, and we haven't had a mystery guest since.
Yeah, because I got pissed.
Because he was mad. Yeah.
And he
Can't
just
make Matt look bad.
right.
This is
and
me taking
Jack,
my ball
and he
and
built
going
it up
home.
like you will never, zero chance, and he did it again
All
today.
right, I'm doing it
No.
zero chance, and you know why?
So you're
Because
saying
Ted-
we have a
It's
chance?
a strong statement.
So Ted's going to help me to not help you. Yeah, that's the way it'll work. All right.
To me and Mark.
Yeah. Oh, you damn right it is. All right, so let me do our sponsor, and then Mark's got an awesome song, and then Teddy, you can do your Tippington. Okay.
I don't think you started the show.
Oh shit!
And I don't have a song, so
You don't have a song?
no.
Summer loving. No,
We already did a Grease song, didn't we?
We already did a Grease song. Yeah, you're right. I think we did that Grease song. All right. Hey, everybody. My name is Matt, and this is the Real Three Idiots podcast. With me, as always, is a man who knows everyone in Chicago, Mark.
Except,
who?
no, you're right.
You know
I'm
everybody.
just joking.
Yeah. After the show last week, we walk into the bar. We walk into Howard Street. We're sitting there, and then immediately two guys.
Oh, yeah.
Two guys he knows. then a
You're
third
the
guy.
mayor. You're the mayor.
mayor,
You're that
yeah.
guy. Okay, gotcha. All right.
Yeah. And the reason restraining orders were invented, Ted.
I heard it's your birthday coming up soon.
What does that have to do with anything?
Well, it has everything to do with something because I have a birthday present for you.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
boy.
Oh boy.
But you're not gonna like it.
Okay, because you're slowly taking your pants off. And that
I
seems
saw Matt
bad.
looking around your basement looking for something to regift you.
Yeah. Hey, look at this! I got you a coffee
I
mug.
got you an ice bucket.
Yeah. Ooh. And joining us for the next couple of shows, my sister Jackie.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome.
Hey, Jackie.
Hey, no problem. I'm glad you're gonna be here this week and next week. And I, like I said, we got a mystery guest. And this is like, how many times have I? This is like the fourth or fifth time that I haven't tried not to start the show.
They're doing like a
And
Rain
Right.
Man thing, like
Yeah.
I said, mystery guest, mystery guest, mystery guest, mystery guest. I already know who it is. I'm not kidding. I have no idea who it is.
I'm telling you, you know what? I'm sending a picture out so everybody can see how far away you are, so that they know that's why you're alive now. That's it. That distance.
There's a table
Yeah.
between us.
I don't want the dead air.
You need a restraining order.
All right. So let me do. We'll do our tips. Sorry, everybody. We'll do our tips. Let me do our sponsor, and then we'll get started here. A public service message from the NBA: guns are really bad. Having them, shooting them, bringing them to friends who want to shoot people because they forgot their gun, dancing with them in strip clubs, and recording it are all terrible ideas. According to the Institute for Guns, almost 75% of all gun-related deaths involve guns. And according to Consumer Reports, in the last 2 years, kids age 6 and under are the second leading purchasers of legal guns in the United States. Also, you might want to have a clue where your guns are. Leaving a loaded gun laying around your house is the same as leaving a loaded gun laying around your house. Finally, remember the movies about the Old West when everybody had a gun and it seemed like only the good guys shot the bad guys and the world was a more civilized place? That was pretend. Like not teaching your kids about sex will make them not have sex. Remember, living in the past because you're afraid of the future doesn't make you look smart. It only makes you look dumb.
Powerful.
Hey man, the NBA knows they know their audience. They know what they need to do, and they know how they need to do it. All right, you have no song. Do you honestly have no song?
No, I spent like
Okay,
I don't have a song.
Okay.
I feel bad. I didn't know I
no,
was
you.
supposed
I mean,
to come up with
it's
one
it's
today.
right. Here, you ready, Ted? Happy birthday to you. I just because it's my birthday coming up, but yeah, this is
You're looking
song.
in a mirror when you're saying
Your tips make me blue. Yeah, I'm sure this will suck because you just wrote it down.
That's
And
cool. None of
you
it.
don't know the topic.
No, he had no idea.
It's cool. None of it rhymed. I
Yeah,
like
he
that.
had no idea.
He tried to ask me the advice on,
Yeah.
on doing his
He was
tips when I got
texting. He was
here.
texting you.
Just when I walked in,
Jackie,
he's like,
what
"Let me
am I
just ask-
talking about?
Let me just ask you a question." And
No,
Ted's like, "No,
he
stop
walks in.
talking."
He walks in. He says, "Oh, I think I remember the tip." And then he says something about like from 4 weeks ago. And I'm like, "No." He goes, "Oh." He goes, "Oh yeah, her." So here's the tip. It comes from Jaslyn in New York, and she says, "I'm sending details because Ted always complains that none of the tippers have details. I'm 26 years old and I've lived in New York my entire life. I got a new job in Austin, Texas, and will be moving there in May. I have a boyfriend for a little more than a year and do not want him coming with me." These are all her words. "I want to break it off and meet some new people in Austin. My boyfriend knows that I've been interviewing, but neither he nor anyone else knows yet that I'm leaving, and I want to let him down gently. I need to tell him and everybody else I'm leaving soon. Ted, how can I let him down gently?"
Jaslyn, I have all the answers you need right now. This is your. Why are you laughing? This is your blueprint. Okay, here's what you got. You got to go commando style on this one. You got to go guerrilla warfare. Actually, here's the funny thing. Jaslyn claims that she gave us lots of details. Actually, she didn't give me any details because we don't know if this guy's a stalker. We don't know if he's a normal boyfriend. I don't know this, so I have to.
Wouldn't she include, if he was a bad person or a stalker, wouldn't she include that? Like,
I would
he's
think
crazy
so.
and I want to dump him. She doesn't say she wants to dump him.
Right, but-
she says
but-
she wants to let him down gently.
But it's insinuated
That he's a stalker.
I
because
think
because you know what? If he wasn't, she wouldn't be asking.
no,
wait.
I think if she wants to let him down gently, then it's because he's a nice guy.
Oh well, you know what? Nice guys finish last. So here's the tip. So, Jaslyn, here's what you're going to do. Okay, so here's what you're not going to tell him shit. Here's exactly what you're going to do. You're going to say. So does can you go over that again? So does he know that she's actually going to leave eventually, or not at all?
No, he just knows she's interviewing.
Interviewing.
And she made it sound like she didn't know. No one knew that she was interviewing out of town.
Out of town. So she's just interviewing, but for all he knows, that she could be interviewing in town in New York.
Ted, how does she let him down gently? You do this every time. I get you better and better tips with better and better details, yet you refuse to help the people who want
Your
help.
tips,
Too many words.
Your tips are detailless. But I will give Jaslyn a tip based on the information that I know and what I think. Okay, Jaslyn, here's what you're going to do. You're not going to tell him shit. You were just going to interview for the job.
She's got it already.
You got the job. You're just going.
Step one. Good job,
You're
Jaslyn.
just going to leave. You're just going to leave.
She's going to tell her friends she's leaving, Ted.
Her boyfriend's not her friend. Her boyfriend's a
So
boyfriend.
she's just going to disappear?
So wait a minute.
She's
What-
she's going to semi-ghost him, and then from a safe distance, she's going to say, "Oh, something suddenly came up. I had to take a position in another state. I'll get back to you." But she's going to use some misdirection and say, "I'm actually in Waco, Texas, not Austin, Texas," because in case this crazy motherfucker follows her, we don't know that. So,
Why
Jaslyn,
does
this is
he
for your
have to
safety.
be crazy? I don't understand.
I have to operate on the assumption. That he might not take it well. Because if you're going out with someone for a year and a half.
Wait, Ted, wouldn't she say, "My boyfriend
See,
is
there-
terrifying
see, this
and I
is
need
what
to
he
get away
does.
from him"?
No, here's the thing.
There's never enough
she
details
doesn't have to say it.
that stop him from going
doesn't,
off the
she
deep
doesn't-
end.
No, she doesn't have to say it because I already know. She's crying for help without saying it out loud. You know how when you got someone's got a gun in your back and someone comes to your door and you blink because you want help and you have to do this like SOS. That's what she's doing right now.
Wait, is this
I
about
don't-
your girlfriend, Jaslyn?
Yeah. Yeah, Ted
see-
Ted is now
watch this,
Ted
watch
is
this,
now
watch this.
insane blinking at us. Oh my god. Okay, hold on a second. No,
Matt, I have an idea though. The next person
Jackie, can you help Jaslyn?
the next
Please?
person
I just helped
that,
her.
The next person that sends in a question,
There-
they have to answer, is the person they're talking about insane, crazy stalker? That has to be.
But what if they say no, but they really are because they're afraid that they'll find out? Ted, listen to me. What if her friends have a going away party, okay, and then it's her boyfriend and he wants to come? What is she just not? She's just like
no. Here's the thing: she can have the going away party, but just don't tell him. Here's what you're gonna because that's a delicate situation. So what she needs to do with her friends, that's one thing. With the guy, She could just tell him something else, and then basically she can. This is what she's going to do. She's going to leave, and when she's ensconced or is settled in her new place, then she will contact him at some indeterminate point in the future and say, "Dear John, Chad, Kyle, whatever your name is, all boyfriends are named Kyle or Chad, right? I don't know why that is."
Yes.
So, and she's going to say,
Mine is. I know
she's
that.
Gonna say something. She's going to say, something came up suddenly. I take a new position out of state. I will get back to you.
Don't contact any of my friends or torture them for where I live.
Yeah.
This isn't going to work because you just said he's a stalker.
No, I don't know he's a stalker, but let's assume he's a nice guy.
Well, you're assuming.
If
No,
he's
you
a
said
nice
you were
guy,
assuming
then
he
let
was a
him
stalker.
down nicely.
But you can let him down from a distance. So
I think he is,
she
yeah.
should let him down from the distance and not in person, because that creates a whole milieu of potential problems that you just don't really need. So she can do that from a distance, because here's the bottom line: she doesn't have any intention of seeing him again, right?
She didn't say that.
But she's implying it. If she's going to a different state and she wants to meet new people, she's already said she has. She's already saying she doesn't want to see him again.
So you're taking like the Band-Aid approach.
In the nicest way possible.
Ted, what has happened to you?
I'm giving you.
What has happened to you?
Jaslyn, here's what you're going to do.
You have so many issues.
Have a going away party with your friends. Don't tell them exactly where you're going.
Boyfriend.
Texas is a big state. Don't tell your boyfriend. Texas is a big state. Say you're going to like Houston. Go to Austin, and then once you're in Austin, you contact him. A couple of weeks later, once you're settled in, and say, "Honey, something came up. I had to take a position out of state.
Say you're going to Houston and then go to Austin.
I'll get back to you. Yeah, a little misdirection.
what's that?
She needs to
little
make sure her
misdirection.
location is turned off so that he
turn
can't
turn
find
off your
her.
Bluetooth.
So you know what I want. You know what I'm gonna contact Jaslyn. I'm gonna say, Jaslyn, do you have a Ring doorbell? Could you please just send us the video of your poor boyfriend ringing the doorbell continuously, wondering if you're dead because Ted told you
she's
to
gonna,
run away
she's
and
gonna tell him.
hide?
She's gonna tell him. I'm just a couple of weeks. Just give herself a couple of weeks, because you just avoid those whole
What, to build up the bunker, to buy some gun. When
Those
she's in
solo-
Texas, she can buy all the guns she
Here's the
wants.
bottom line. Jaslyn's already told us she doesn't want to see this guy again. She just said it.
She didn't say that. She just said she
You know what
wants
this segment should be called?
she implied
Another
it-
listener bites the dust.
She implied it. She implied it in a. She didn't.
That's a good one.
She didn't say it, but she implied it. She implied it in a very roundabout way. So I'm giving Jaslyn what she. Jaslyn, I can tell you what you want to hear, or I can tell you what you need to hear. You can take your pick. Here's what you want. Here's what you want to hear. Tell your boyfriend, honey, I took a position in Austin, Texas. We've been going on for a year and a half. I know it's been sort of serious, but I want to meet new people, which is code for I want to have a new boyfriend eventually. Have a good life, and good luck with the awkward silence that follows. Or you can do it the way I want to do it, and just simply leave and tell him after the fact. So there's some finality to his situation. So she's not leaving him hanging, obviously.
She's totally
Stick
leaving
to
him
your
hanging.
guns. Don't tell her shit. Don't tell him
Yeah, I'm
shit.
just saying she could do two,
That's
she
it.
could do two things. She could tell him right before she leaves, where he could take it nicely. But here's the thing: I don't know how he's going to take it. He could take it nicely. He could.
He's a stalker. So.
Or
We don't know
or
he's a
he-
stalker. He's
Or,
a nice guy.
or he could be totally normal.
He could
but
be.
he gets blown off,
Yeah.
and then he goes crazy.
Sure.
So you could be.
because actually normal people are the worst. They go crazy. Normal people. Normal people are the worst.
Normal people are the craziest people. They are. They are.
Because here's the thing: I don't know how the boyfriend's going to react. See, that's the unknown variable. I don't know how he's going to react. So I'm just saying, to take that variable away, the best thing to do in her case, in these particular circumstances, based on what she's telling us, is simply leave and then tell him after the fact.
Okay, Ted. Here's
That's
what
the
I.
tip.
Okay, this has to end. This
Why,
has to
why,
end.
are, why are you always
This-
disparaging my tips?
no. This has to end.
It's my
Here's what I
tips,
feel
not
like.
yours.
Here's what I feel like. I feel like people are requesting these tips, and then they're literally doing the opposite of what you say. I feel like that is
Maybe
what's
that's the
happening.
strategy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is the strategy.
So I'm like a contrarian. They do the opposite of what I say.
No, you're Andrea. Did you get a chance to hear any of that insanity right there?
Jaslyn will be thanking me later. Trust me.
A little bit.
Okay, so
Jaslyn will thank
yeah,
you.
so
Jaslyn, you're going to Houston. Just go to Austin and
Wait,
tell
is
him
this
later.
Andrea from Arizona?
there are no. Oh darn! I even said your name. Oh golly! Okay, so mystery guest. Sorry, darn! I even told her. I said I'm not going to say your name. Don't get offended. And the first thing I did was say your name.
Okay, the tip's over, Jaslyn. Good
Man,
luck.
I
got to
put up a little sign that says this is a mystery guest. Don't say what she
Not
does.
say
Okay.
anything about her.
All right. So I told Jaslyn, or I told Andrea, don't have anything in the background that would give it away. So I'm looking at her right now, and there's nothing.
There's a lot of things in the
that
background.
gives
actually.
anything
there's
away.
Pictures. There's
I'm going to make a guess right now. We'll just end
there's
it.
Stonehenge right there, and there's a bay over there.
There's
so
no way you know this.
She's a travel blogger.
she is
Absolutely not, and you can only ask yes or no questions. Okay.
Up.
She
There's
created-
another clue.
She
There's
created
another
She created
There's
Stonehenge.
no. Oh my God. Okay.
That's not Stonehenge.
Mystery guest. I guess I can just call you Andrea now. Everybody's heard that. Are you ready for their guesses?
I am.
Welcome,
Go for it.
welcome, by the way.
Welcome.
Yeah,
yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. Remember, yes or no questions only. We'll go in order. You can keep going until you get a no answer. And since it is Women's History Month, we will start with my sister.
Okay.
All right, Jackie, ask any question you'd like.
Do you work with animals?
With animals?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. No animals. Teddy.
Are you in the travel industry?
No.
Nope. You guys will never get this in a 10 million years. Go ahead, Mark. Guess anything you want.
All right, mystery guess. Is what you're known for or what we're trying to guess considered a hobby?
Yes.
Okay, here, I'll give you a hint. She runs a museum. I'll give you a hint. She runs a museum, and I guess you could consider what she does a hobby. Jackie?
So are we trying to guess what museum she runs?
Yes. Yes, I'll give you that hint, because you're never going to get it, because I own you. Yes. Anything you want, Jack.
Is your museum surrounding live things?
Live things. That would be animals.
Or things that, well,
okay.
I guess, like,
Andrea, does your museum have anything to do with anything that's alive?
No.
No, it does not. Absolutely. Ted is useless. Mark, go right ahead. Ted can't. He's asked his one question, and he's just looking for some statements to make.
Is your museum in Arizona?
No.
No, it is not.
did you have a specific museum in mind?
Here, if I
Yeah.
give you the state,
I did.
here, If I give you the state, you think it'll help?
I'm guessing
For
not,
sure.
but
Okay, Tennessee. Yep, Tennessee. They'll never get this. Yeah, go ahead. It's in
does
Tennessee.
your museum have anything to do with cars?
Cars. Anything at all to do with cars? Well, come on. That can't be a no. That can't be a yes. That cannot be a yes. Andrea, don't lead them down the wrong way. Does it have anything to do with cars?
That's a hard one.
No.
Not necessarily.
No. I can say this now.
okay.
I know what she's thinking, but no, it has nothing to do with cars
Okay,
at all.
no.
I know what it is. Bootlegging.
Bootlegging. A museum about bootlegging.
Yeah.
Like a museum about prohibition or something like that, like we already did a couple weeks ago.
No, man. No. There's 3-minute abs. Then there's 5-minute abs. Okay.
Andrea, does your museum have anything to do with bootlegging?
No, it does not.
Nope.
I mean, I know it's not a NASCAR museum because it has
No,
nothing to do
it's-
with cars.
Nothing to do with cars. Here, I'll help you. It's definitely things that people can collect and have in their own homes. In fact, here I'll go one better. Every human being, every person in America has what she has in her museum. They have that in their homes.
Is it a lint museum?
Lint museum? Wow, would that be the worst? Hold on, Andrea, would you go to a lint museum?
SpongeBob
No,
has
I
a
would
lint.
not. It's too dusty.
I know. I know what it is.
Okay, go ahead.
Toilets.
No.
No, you know what's funny? There is a toilet museum.
Yeah,
This
we
is so
talked
funny.
about that
Yeah,
on the
there is a
show.
toilet museum, but it's closed
is.
down now. It's closed down now, and I couldn't get a hold of anybody. Yeah. Anybody? Okay. Here, I'll do this. I'll give you another hint because I knew I owned you guys. There's basically everybody who has this has them in pairs. And it's in every single house in America. It's in your house and every house you've ever been in, and it's in pairs.
Probably socks, right?
A sock museum. Andrea, no sock museum. That would be an interesting museum. You know what? They could have just the one sock that everybody loses. That could just be one sock
And
from
they
everybody.
end up in the museum.
Yeah.
That's where it went.
Could you imagine 20,000 pairs of socks?
Man, I don't.
Are you guys ready to give?
You know what? I should
I
have.
was going to ask if it's a museum of shoes.
No.
We should have just
Nope.
asked, "Are you the curator of a museum?" And then we would have been correct.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause
it's the
I-
kind of museum, my friend.
Yeah. Well,
Okay. Here, I'll give you one
Comes in
more hint.
pairs.
you're horrible at setting.
You
these things
use
up.
it. You use this for something when you eat. Has to do with food. Definitely has to do with food.
And it comes in pairs.
Comes in pairs. Every single house has them.
Well, it can't be chopsticks because every single house has chopsticks.
Oh,
Because chopsticks have to be in pairs.
Yes.
yeah. Well, yeah. One chopstick. It's just a stabby.
Well,
thing.
you're not going to eat with 2 forks, obviously, so it can't be like
Nope.
forks or
They come in
utensils.
pairs. They come in pairs. Andrea, how many different pairs of these things do you guys have in your museum? Roughly
20,000.
20,000 pairs of these things.
And are all these things different?
They are all different.
What's the oldest one?
The oldest one that we consider a representative is from probably about 3,000 years old. But what most people would recognize that there's a patent for is 1877.
A patent? Wait a minute. How can you? There was a patent for that?
There is. There's quite a few.
Is there a patent? Was there like a fork patent? Did somebody patent? No, somebody could have patented a fork.
I think
right?
somebody patented a spork.
Ooh,
That's
did
a
they?
good
yeah.
question.
Well, it's a pear,
love
so
the
it can't.
spork.
You're not
I
going
think
to
the
use. You're
Colonel
not going to
did.
use.
No.
There's no such thing as like a pear, a spoon.
You guys tell me when you give. You guys just let me know.
I'm spent.
You're spent.
Yeah, I got nothing.
I got nothing.
Teddy.
I don't know.
All right, Andrea. What kind of museum do you run?
I have the only salt and pepper shaker museum.
salt and pepper
shakers.
Why didn't you say it then?
it.
Actually,
Because I was
Matt
thinking
talked
pear.
about this
I was thinking a
before.
pear
Yes, I
like salt and
did.
salt. I was like, yeah, salt, pepper. Okay, that makes sense.
Woohoo! I knew you guys couldn't get it.
We're so stupid.
I was thinking
Andre,
of it.
he
I was
told us
thinking of
that like 2 months ago that he may have you on as a guest. And then he has you on as a mystery guest, and we still can't guess you.
That's your guys.
I know. As I said,
It
we're
ran through my head,
stupid.
but I didn't say it. I was thinking salt. Yeah, because salt and pepper shakers, because it's like a pear, but it's not the same.
So
I was thinking
where's
something more
the
homogeneous?
where's the salt and pepper shakers from 3,000 years ago? Where is that from?
The old one, the 3,000-year-old, is a mortar and pestle, so it would be used to grind up the
Okay.
peppercorns
So is that
or
somewhere?
the salt.
Where is that? Where did you guys get that one from?
Where it's from, South America.
Okay, yeah, that's okay.
My mother was an archaeologist, and she's the one who started the collection.
Holy cow, that's awesome.
Wait, an archaeologist? So she went from bones to salt and pepper shakers?
Pretty much,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's called artifacts.
Man. You know what,
Wait.
Andrea? This is a special show because this is Ted's last show because him and I are going to
I'm going to
fight.
draw. Here, let me draw something.
All right, so Andrea Ludden, you are from the Salt and Pepper Shaker Museum in
Ted's drawing a
Gatlinburg.
smiley
Yeah,
face. by the way.
Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Now, have you guys ever been to Gatlinburg?
No.
I heard that's where one of the battles of the Civil War was Gatlinburg.
Was there a battle of the Civil War in Gatlinburg somewhere?
Actually, there was in the national park, and it was a battle trying to get to the source of saltpeter, and saltpeter is used for gunpowder, and it also has to do with salt.
Ooh, very nice. So now you guys are actually. Now you guys said you said you're the only salt and pepper museum in the world, but you have a sister salt and pepper museum in Spain. Is that correct?
That's correct. In 2011, we opened a museum in Spain with 20,000 sets of salt and pepper shakers.
Wait a minute. Oh, you guys did that?
Yeah.
So how do you pick? I mean, I don't know how the world works, but how do you pick Spain out of every single country in the world?
So my mother was born in Belgium, and she wanted to have a foothold back in Europe. And Spain is kind of like the Florida of Europe. Everybody goes there
Oh,
for
that's sad.
vacation,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it has plenty of tourists to support us.
And they have crazy crimes and they ride
no,
pigs
lot
and things
more-
like that. Florida or Florida, like, yeah, because that's
No, Ron DeSantis isn't the governor of Spain. You don't have to worry.
So you're definitely more free in Spain than Florida.
Don't get triggered. Don't get triggered.
okay. So you guys, and this is funny because we're talking about having you on the show, but you guys have pieces in the Smithsonian, right?
No, the Smithsonian wrote an article about us.
Oh, okay, that's it. And you guys have been on Jimmy Fallon, is that right?
Yes, we have. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. See, I mean, you know what? I'm just a few years behind. I'm only like 14 years behind.
So are different salt and pepper shakers, do they have different names
There are different
for
names
styles?
to describe them.
Right.
The styles. So there's something like something called anthropomorphic, which is basically like you have an apple and then they put a little face to it, so it makes it look more like a person.
Okay.
But that comes in all different themes. And then there is more technical ones would be like huggers or go with and things like that, or 2-in-1.
We have a pair of salt and pepper shakers at the house that we use for Thanksgiving, and I'm holding up my fingers. The listeners can't hear, but they're tiny. They don't even stand more than an inch.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're
Are
talking
they
about.
little
They're-
turkeys?
They're ornate. They're like
Yeah.
a crystal. I think they're really really tiny. But my dad every year because they're so small that you could lose them in your mashed potatoes and eat them. So my dad just gets a
Are they
kick out of
crystal
them.
with like a little silver top
Yeah,
on
yeah,
them?
yeah,
I know
yeah.
exactly what you're talking
Everyone
about.
has
So,
that.
but my dad's like, "What do you call these?" And I'm like, "Salt and pepper shakers." So that's why do those have like a special name? Those little those small ones.
Those small ones, they don't necessarily have a special name, but they were manufactured so that each place setting would have their own set. That's why they're so small.
That makes sense. Okay.
So wow,
Oh, okay.
that's
Yep.
so
Like
nobody
Martha
passed.
Stewart would do it
Right,
like
right.
that.
Everyone gets their own. Yeah.
That makes
so,
sense.
So back in the day, no one passed anything. So if you like passed the mashed potatoes, they would just flip you the bird, and you'd have to
Right.
get up and get your own mashed potatoes. That sounds
Well,
sounds
actually,
horrible.
back in the day, what used to happen is depending how close you are to the salt shaker or the salt holder or salt cellar, it represented where you were in society. So the kings and queens would have it at near to where they're sitting, and so as close to the salt cellar you were, that's how high you were in society at the time, because there was a time when salt was more expensive than gold.
And that's why they
So
all got gout.
there is a
Wow.
whole tradition behind it.
That's why they all got gout,
That
right?
makes sense.
King's disease.
What?
They got to hog the salt.
That is crazy. That salt was. I had no
Oh, yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
All right, so Andrea, let me ask you this. I mean, the kids must go nuts when they go in there. Do you guys have like?
They love it.
Yeah, I mean, come on. There's got to be so many different things. I mean, it's got to be pretty crazy.
With the kids, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Do you
got
have
to be.
do you have the salt and pepper shakers from Blue's Clues?
What?
Not from Blue's
Oh,
Clues. A lot of
yeah.
that has to do with licensing, so it really depends
Oh.
on the company if they're willing to let go of the licensing. But we have everything from Marvel Comics to Star Wars, Star Trek, all the Disney. I mean, pretty much, Harry Potter,
Okay.
Lord of the Rings. I mean, anything you can pretty much think of, there is. I have some of my favorite ones is like Powerpuff Girls,
Nice.
Salt and Pepper Shakers, and Pinky and the Brain are some good ones.
Oh, that is really cool. Okay, so now you must get a lot of grief. I mean, people probably come in. I know there's got to be some hassle there, like the paprika and the crushed red pepper nut jobs out there. Do they come in there and just like start screaming, whatever, and bad mouthing, and then just run out? I mean, is this-
especially the smoked paprika guys.
Oh, you know what? I am
They're
the worst.
They're like stalkers.
Yeah, I am so sick of them. So do you have situations like that where you got the nut jobs that come in?
And no, what I have is I have a lot of people, mostly men, that get dragged in by their wives. And so you can kind of see them like, oh my gosh, okay, I'm doing this for brownie points. I mean, you can just read it all in their face expression, right? And
They're taking one for the
but by
team.
the time they come out of the museum, they're the ones that have the 10 million questions like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. Who would have thought of this? How was this made? What's the oldest one? What's the most expensive? I mean, they are by far more excited at the
funny.
museum afterwards than they were coming in, and it's nice to conquer them that way.
So I got a silly question: Is salt and pepper? I should know this. Is it considered a spice or a herb in general?
It's considered a condiment.
condiment. That's right. And is salt or pepper more popular? I like pepper personally. I'll put pepper on everything, but especially ground pepper, the one where you gotta do that. Yeah. So
we categorize
So
it as
the most popular one has to be salt, and that's only because without salt we don't really taste anything.
yeah.
And
Really?
that's just the way the way that the human body is made. We all living things in this planet need to have salt to survive. Without salt, anything that's alive would die.
yeah, and then salt
So
is basically
it is part of our
Yeah.
survival.
And then salt is basically sodium, right? Sodium is salt.
Exactly.
Okay.
Sodium chloride. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So if I just deny Ted his salt,
He's way too salty as it is.
yeah, he is too
Innately
salty.
salty.
All right, so Andrea, thank you so much for being on.
Yeah, thank you.
If you guys are in, Gatlinburg or anywhere near Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge, and I will tell you right now, they are some fantastic. That area is so fantastical, and we haven't been in a while. So hopefully we get a chance to go down there, and this is another one of those places that you're on our list of when we take our Three Idiots road trip. We are definitely going to swing by and say hi.
Excellent, absolutely. Oh, there's so much to do down here in the Smokies. There's a lot of new attractions, new restaurants, and then of course there's the beautiful national park, the Great Smoky Mountains. So absolutely, come and visit. Make sure you spend more than a week because you'll run out of time. There's so much to do here.
That is
Good to
awesome.
know.
All right,
Cool.
Andrea, thank you so
Thank you,
much.
thank you.
And hopefully we will see you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you. Take
bye-bye.
care.
Oh man. Okay, so I did not know. I did not realize you have to have salt or you die.
I
mean, I guess I kind of knew that,
feel
but I
so
didn't
stupid
know that.
because we didn't guess that.
Oh yeah,
You
I knew
totally-
you guys. I told you guys you couldn't get it.
Well,
I got stuck on saying in my head pair of something.
So you're thinking of something that's the same, yeah.
Yeah,
But I actually thought salt and pepper. I didn't want to say because I'm like, no, it's not.
You
the
didn't
same.
want to say that.
Well, it just
my
ran through my head, you know.
You know what? Maybe
Just
you
for a
should have talked
second.
to that about Jaslyn. Maybe if you would have given Jaslyn a good tip, you would have had time to talk to her.
Jaslyn's got the best tip.
She's got
Jaslyn,
you
you're going
guys, you know what would have been better if you'd have just told her to go to Gatlinburg and go visit the Salt and Pepper Shaker
that
Museum.
would have been the best
that would have been the best
ever.
advice ever. She probably would have gotten more out of it.
that's fine.
Yeah. All right. So I want to do this because I can't get away from this, and it's one of the things I've been thinking about for so long. But I want to talk a little bit about Lauren Boebert before we do anything. Boebert. Okay. Because I had no idea. Like, I start thinking about people who are in Congress and like their lives, and I don't get into any of that. I mean, we got into the George Santos stuff because he's
still being investigated for. I mean, it's like every time I look at the news, like he's in there being investigated for something.
he just
ATM
smiles
fraud.
like an idiot. He's just a smiling idiot.
I think everything he said all through his career has been a lie.
So he's like the incredible Mr. Ripley. That's what they called him. They compared him to the incredible Mr. Ripley or the talented Mr. Ripley of Congress. He's basically lied about everything, except he didn't kill Jude Law in a rowboat.
Wait,
Maybe he did.
do we know?
Well, he might have.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Do we know that
implied.
that's
It's
not
implied.
is that the original Jude Law that we're seeing right here?
Check the fingerprints on the oar.
But so with Lauren Boebert, Lauren Boebert. Okay, I did not know this. She did not even finish high school. Did you know that?
Yes.
She did not finish high school.
Oh, that she
got her
qualified.
GED.
That she qualifies for Congress.
She got her GED like a
She was
month
pregnant in
before.
high school.
Yeah. She got knocked up. And here's the other part of this. Now, this is kind of scary. She met her husband when she was 16. Do you know how old he was?
He was flashing her. I know
42.
that.
22 years old.
Okay.
So here's a person who's out of college. Basically, you're out of college at 22,
Dating a high school
and
chick.
he's dating
Dating like a sophomore.
a sophomore in
Yeah.
high school.
Yeah.
He's dating a sophomore in high school.
Well, in all fairness,
Why?
I think Sarah Palin wasn't she like the sportscaster in Anchorage, Alaska before she became.
Was
I-
she 16?
Can I
Vice.
can I one up you on that?
Go ahead.
Not only was he dating a 16-year-old, he was banging her and got her pregnant the next year.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he was having sex with a
So is the big
sophomore in
so
high
the
school.
so the big picture takeaway is that you don't need a lot of qualifications to be a congressperson.
No,
is that what you're
no,
really
the
you
big
just need to-
picture
you're
is
leaving a
You don't need any morals, apparently.
live in a small district and pull the wool over everyone's eyes and say what you want they
No.
want to hear, and then
now she won by like 0.6% or something, right?
There's 2,000 voters.
Where's she
in her.
from? Where's she from? What district is she
Colorado.
representing?
She's in
Oh,
Colorado, some small thing in Colorado. But here's the weird part, and it's funny because I started looking at this and I wanted to see this. Most of the comments of people who found out that he was 22 and 16 would be like, I can't believe this guy's still alive. If he was dating my daughter,
Yeah.
He'd be dead.
he'd be a dead man. He'd be in jail or be a dead man. So this is really weird to me. Like, I don't live in a small town, so I don't know how this works. But I can't imagine in my life at any age, my daughter and anybody who has a daughter, 16, would allow them to date a 22-year-old. Doesn't that seem impossible?
It does. And, she has that comment that she made that everybody went crazy about how, women need men, the masculinity of men to balance out their weakness. So maybe she truly believes that.
Is that why she's wearing a gun around her thigh now?
Maybe.
But you're going somewhere with this, right?
Well, okay. So
'Cause
here-
now-
no. Well, let me do this first.
Okay.
When she was 16, after knowing this guy for 4 months, this 22-year-old, they actually went to Vegas to try to get married. They tried to elope in Vegas, but thank God, or thank whoever, Vegas is like, you got to be 17 to do this, and they actually drove back unmarried because Vegas said she was too young
Yeah.
to get married. Okay. Now, hold on. Let me do this.
And this was 16 years ago.
This is 16.
Yeah, 'cause she's like 36, 20 years
20
ago.
years ago. 20 years ago. Her husband, right before they started dating, or right
He
before that, he actually got arrested for whipping his dick out in a bowling alley.
Wow.
Yeah, but it was in front of people that were younger than her.
Yeah,
There were kids younger than.
yeah. So now,
As it turns out,
Was it
Yeah.
was a
So she's
cosmic
not
bowl
still
night?
married to him, right?
darn right
It
she
was-
is.
She is.
You're
no.
darn.
I think they're divorced.
No.
Oh,
They're
is that-
married.
Is that the other one?
They
that's
got 4
divorced?
kids. They got 4 kids.
Is it the Marjorie Taylor Greene's divorce now?
Yeah, I think she's getting divorced. Yeah. But yeah, so they got 4 kids.
So she's on the market, Ted.
When somebody
so's Kellyanne
asked,
Conway.
yeah, but when somebody asked her about that, she said that was untrue. She said he pretended.
No, he was arrested. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he was arrested.
Yeah.
But she said he was arrested for pretending to whip it out.
Right.
And then somebody else said he did whip it out, but you couldn't tell it was out.
Oh, he did one.
Yeah.
It was actually his thumb. He did that thumb thing.
Did he draw 2 little little eyes on it? Like
Wait, Matt. Did he bowl with it? Because he put his hand through the pants. Then okay,
Yeah,
it was
he-
fine.
yeah, he
he
bowled with
simulated
it.
bowling with his cock.
Yeah. So now I know what Mark. I know what you're thinking right now. She just announced that her 17-year-old son has impregnated his girlfriend. Now,
Who happens to be 16?
no, she does not.
Oh, she's 15.
She happens to be 15.
15. That's right. Yeah.
She happens to be 15.
No, she's going to be 16 when she has the baby, so it's okay.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Right.
And what was
Right,
her
that
response?
makes it right.
Actually, Jackie and I were talking about this. Her response, somebody asked her a question, and this is what she said about her son's girlfriend. She's definitely over 14.
She's over 14.
That was her response to this.
'Cause apparently 14 is what
Statutory
gets
rape.
you in trouble.
Yeah. So I looked it up. If she was 14 and they were having sex at his age, he actually has to be arrested. That is statutory rape. Yeah. And I want you to think about her life,
So
what she's doing.
Technically, I mean, if they've been together and they're active sexual
know that.
partners, he probably did have sex with her
Right.
when she was 14.
I mean, you know
I
what?
mean,
We're
it
allegedly.
could,
We're going to say
allegedly
allegedly.
could have happened. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
allegedly could have happened.
it's feasible.
And this is a woman. This is a woman who's in Congress right now and saying things like, even though 4% of America represents 4% of the population, they have 42% of the guns, and she wants it to be more. These are the things she's saying. She ran a restaurant where all the wait staff were
We're
loaded,
encouraged to
wore
carry.
loaded guns on their hips. This is a person that is
Wasn't
making
it called
laws.
like shooters or something like that?
Yeah,
What's called
shooters
shooters.
or murders or dipshits. I don't even remember what it is. But she just won an award. Mothers for America, which is exactly the kind of group you think it is. It's a bunch of hillbillies. They're super
I think you're leaving out a
Christian.
word.
Yeah.
I think it's motherfuckers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Motherfuckers for.
They just gave her the Mother's Influence Award. Yeah. They just gave her the Mother's Influence Award.
The funny thing is, I'm sure whatever town she came from, whatever restaurant that is, and let's just say everybody's packing, it's probably like a low crime area anyway. So it's funny because the people who actually need to be packing guns are not packing guns.
I believe
That's the-
she's from
that's the
under a
funny thing.
rock.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's,
Well,
that's the
technically.
ironic thing. So it's like they're in a town where the crime rate is probably reasonably low anyway because of just whatever the demographics are. So I'm just saying that the people who actually need to be carrying guns, law-abiding citizens, are not carrying those guns because they're in the high crime areas, and those are the people who actually should be carrying guns. So it's sort of ironic.
It is, and here's your little George Santos moment. So she told everybody that the reason that she encouraged everybody to wear guns, and she called it rifles, is because a guy was murdered right outside of her door. Not true at all. Yeah, not true at all.
Well, that's like
nothing.
that's like Joe Biden. Or remember, I think like for example, Hillary Clinton said she was in a war zone somewhere. She never was. Joe Biden, I think he's been caught in like multiple lies, saying he's like the
Benghazi
he's like
qualifies
the
as a war
Forrest
zone.
Gump, where he's been like everywhere, where there's always something going on, like a historical event, and like none of it's true. So it's just that's like saying I went to Harvard, law school. And I did it,
You did. You
Wait, we
absolutely
went
did
over
not,
this.
George.
I mean,
Ted.
He did go to Harvard.
Teddy.
Ted, you did.
I was in the
you
cafeteria. I was
visited.
working in the cafeteria.
God damn it! You're running for president. We have to make you look
Right.
good. What the hell?
lies
dude?
have to
You
start
are
here.
Harvard graduate.
But here's the funny thing: Ronald Reagan went to Eureka College, a small college in Illinois, and George Bush, who went to Yale, was his vice president. So actually, Ronald Reagan was his boss, and Ronald Reagan went to a small school that no one had heard of. So it really doesn't matter where you go; it just matters where you end up.
Now, yeah.
Well, it kind of matters. I mean, unless you don't get to high school.
Yeah.
I mean, I you know what? And here's the weird part, and this is a thing I didn't even think about until somebody else brought this up to me. Think about this poor girl is now in this 3-ring, this Bobbert 3.
Yeah.
Am I saying Bobbert now?
Bobert.
Bobert, damn it. Bobert.
Turning into Ted.
This Bobert 3-ring circus, and this poor girl is now, and her family are now in this 3-ring circus, man.
Well, no, she can have an abortion.
Sarah Palin's kind of Sarah Palin's in the same boat. I think she has like 5 or 6 kids. Like her daughter had a kid when she was like
she's
16
divorced.
or 17. But the point is, she has the same trajectory as this Lauren Boebert person. Like they're almost like the same
Bobbert.
person.
It's Bobbert, Ted.
yeah.
It's Bobbert, Ted. Come on, get your head
So
out of
I
your
was
ass.
reading though this award she won. Basically, like it it promotes it's for promoting teenage pregnancies in rural areas. Like they're proud of the fact that they have more pregnancies than in urban areas.
Right, that they're not giving the children up through abortion.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I
mean, I shouldn't say that's a bad phrase. Not
well,
giving
that's
them,
exactly the.
But they're not giving them up
connotation.
at all, or they're not.
Adoption.
Well, no, I mean,
but
don't think
these
they're
are all areas where I'm assuming they're all anti-abortion.
They might be
There's
an unwanted, right?
Yeah, no anti-contraception, no sex ed in high school. Nobody telling the kids, how difficult it is to raise. I mean, there's no way a 17-year-old and a 15-year-old or whatever age she ends up being are going to be good at raising kids.
No, I mean she's essentially going to become a mom.
Well, I think we forget, because we see things through a certain context. So I think there's, I'm not disparaging any towns in America, but I think there's so many small towns and a lot of pockets in America where, they're just still in like a different era. They're just like in the 60s or 70s. They're just like stuck in time where they're in a bubble, and so like to them, they really just have their own little thing going on, and they're not really part of for example, like say New York. L.A., Chicago, these tiny towns, they're so far removed from all of that. So like when we hear about something like that, we're obviously taken aback. But to them, that's normal behavior. Because they're from a bygone era, and I'm not saying that's bad, but I'm just saying they're disconnected from like mainstream America in general.
But it doesn't mean. I mean, there's unwanted teen pregnancies all over the country, not just in small towns. I think that the thing here is that she's just a really fucking dumb person.
She is.
It's not about her getting pregnant early or her son impregnating somebody at an early age. She's just a really fucking dumb person. And it goes on and on and on. Like this whole bank failing, in Silicon Valley and the other bank. She came out on a platform with a gun around her thigh saying, we better not bail these banks out. We shouldn't. She's looking at it as if the FDIC is a fucking bailout program. It's insurance for this shit happening. She's in Congress. She doesn't understand how the how the FDIC
works, right?
She's thinking that Biden is going to institute the government to bail out a bank. It's not a bailout. It's a failed institution that's insured that they pay into. The money's not coming from taxpayers. It's coming from the insurance that the banks pay into. She's telling everybody that we're going to bail them out. I mean, she's just a dumb person.
Then she's preaching to people who also don't understand it.
Well, I mean,
and don't take the time to look and figure out what is actually going on.
I mean, I feel bad for those constituents because there's like 2,000 people in her district that voted for her, and she's in Congress doing fucking nothing for them. She's supposed to be doing something for them, nothing. And the same thing with the other nutball in Georgia.
Oh God,
MTG.
Oh man, it is amazing. It is amazing how they just
known as your future vice president.
Welcome to I Hate Politics.
Yeah, no kidding. It does make you crazy. All right, let's get off of politics then, and let me ask you guys a question. What is the most dangerous animal that you wouldn't want to be in a pen with, or like locked, not so much locked in, but like in a place where it'd be difficult to get out? What would be the most dangerous animal you absolutely would not want to be?
Rabid? Anything rabid.
No, it's just regular, no rabidness.
I got mine.
Okay,
I know
Ted.
mine.
Okay,
No,
Ted,
let
not a
Jack-
stalking.
Jackie go
hey,
first.
Mark, not a stalking animal, just a regular animal.
A wild boar.
Wild boar. Oh, because they're so dull. Ugh. Ted.
Actually, hippos kill more.
Oh no, that was my guess. Ted. I'm sorry. No, go ahead.
Brown recluse spiders kill more people. No, I mean, so
Come on, Teddy, wild animal.
Hippopotamuses
That's a
actually kill
hippopotamus.
more people every year.
Easy. A Wolverine.
Wolverine. Oh man,
Hippopot-
Ryan Reynolds would not want to hear you say that. Okay, so this happened, and this is a dangerous animal in Ohio. A man got he has these animals. Okay, he went into an enclosed area with them.
Exotic animals.
Exotic animals.
That is not. Does he have a license for these animals?
Yeah. So I guess in Ohio, this is really weird.
You can, yeah.
In Ohio, it's actually like one of the easiest states to get like weird animal permits.
Illinois too. You could have lions and tigers.
Well, you
in
could have a
Illinois.
bobcat in
Oh,
Indiana.
really?
Like in Indiana, you could legally have a bobcat.
Illinois too.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, it's
okay,
more
I mean
restricted.
a bobcat.
So
but,
what
okay,
kind of
ready?
animal?
Ready? This guy got his arm ripped off by a zebra.
Oh, I heard
Zebra.
about it. They had
Yeah.
to put him down.
Yeah.
No,
that-
no,
The
they
guy,
put,
not
They
the
put
zebra.
the man down?
yeah, they
No, they did. They
actually
killed the
shot
zebra.
the zebra in the
Shot the
head.
Yeah,
zebra.
and that's a shame because they should put the guy down because it's not the zebra's fault. It's
No,
the
I
guy's
guess
fault.
zebras are actually really nasty. Because I had asked the question, why don't we have zebras instead of horses? I guess zebras are really, really mean.
Do zebras
I have
have?
no idea.
Are zebras black with white stripes or white with black stripes?
Yes. Yes, they are.
How about the lady? Remember the lady who had the 200-pound chimpanzee in Connecticut? She was feeding it Xanax and wine, and it ripped off her friend's face. And it was like
Dude,
this lady was like
horrible.
60. I was listening to the 911 call.
Oh,
that
no,
lady,
it was her face.
The lady was on the
Yeah.
call with 911. She goes, "Hey," she sounded like
It's killing her.
one of the Golden Girls. She's like, "Somebody help me!"
Yeah. He's ripping her face off. That
Turn
was
into Hannibal
horrifying.
Lecter, dude.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, well, number one, it's never the animal's fault. It's the person's fault for keeping animals like that who are not meant to be in that environment. It's like the guy. There was a guy. He had like a hyena in his like condo. They couldn't take it out on the street to walk it because it's a hyena, and he raised this thing and finally it got unmanageable, and then he had to like donate it to like a nature reserve.
Well, I guess it was a rescue chimp, and she had a post the day before. Who rescued who?
Oh God!
No,
Well,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Who rescued her
I
neighbor?
fell for that.
No
The
one.
zebra too. I rescued him.
There was
Who
a-
rescued
there was
who?
a lady just
I
the other-
love him.
there was
And
a
now
lady-
his arm's gone.
There was a lady just the other
Shoot
day.
him in the head.
There's a,
Shoot him in the head.
There's a lady just the other day.
Don't shoot him anywhere else. It doesn't work. I tried. You have to do a headshot.
I just read this. She opened her door and there was a monkey on her porch.
Yes, I heard
And the monkey
that.
bit half her ear off.
What?
But it wasn't
are
her monkey.
hilarious.
It was just there. She opened her door and like wherever this monkey came from, it was on her porch and it ripped half her ear off.
Monkeys are funny.
I guess
They do shit like that all the time.
You know how strong a monkey
Mike,
is?
don't.
I
No,
mean,
no, no, no,
Don't.
no.
We're
Don't
not
go there
doing-
was monkeys.
We're
and-
not
and-
doing hairless
see,
monkeys.
There is a difference.
It's called alopecia, by
Not
the
all
way.
monkeys have strength.
I was talking about a chimpanzee.
They got,
Yeah,
they got
chimps are
crazy
apes.
monkey strength. That's
Chimps are apes.
You should see Ted has that every once in a while. He'll hit a really good golf shot, and I ask him, "Did you use your crazy monkey strength?" And he's just like, "Oh, yeah."
No, my favorite one is when MMA wrestlers or MMA fighters are talking about like they could beat up like a
No,
if they
stop
fought
it.
a
Stop it.
monkey.
I'm not
Oh,
doing
you're
it.
gonna say
No,
our
we're
strength?
Not,
Our
nope,
strength?
Nope, I'm not doing it. You're
He
not
had
doing
our
that.
strength?
I'll put a chimp in
Yeah.
a chokehold like it's nothing. Yeah, and it won't rip your arms off and beat you to death with
Right.
it. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm sure. Good
honestly,
luck
I
with
thought
that.
you were going to say just rip your penis off.
That too. Rip
yeah.
your balls off.
All right,
Penis off.
so let me ask you this question. I'm gonna pose this to you, and then you tell me how this works because this was so surprising to me that I had no idea. Are you guys familiar with Alex Stein?
I think it's pronounced Steen.
Okay, he is a right-wing psycho. He's kind of a total dick. And last year he made a video. He was on the steps outside of Washington, and he made a video with.
Oh, is this the dancing guy?
No. This with Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez when he made some real. He kind of made some sexualized comments. And was just a real jag off to her.
Oh,
you know.
I
Yeah.
didn't know the guy's
Talked
name,
about
but
her body
I heard
and
about
stuff like
I heard about
that.
that vaguely, but I didn't
Right?
know his name.
He's telling her she's hot and all this kind of stuff, and he was kind of an asshole, right? And he's supposed to be a comedian. Now he's a right-wing comedian, so all his jokes are just super racist, super homophobic. I mean, he is just a horrible fucking person. He was on Marjorie Taylor Greene's podcast. I listened to him on there.
Oh, she has a podcast.
It actually physically made me sick. Okay, so now here's the deal.
Her
okay?
podcast is called The Real One Idiot.
Yeah, she's
You're right.
no,
But she misspelled real.
Supreme.
She spelled real with two E's.
REEL.
I see. I figured
WON.
I thought it'd just be Jagoff. But so here's the deal. So this guy Stein is kind of following AOC on her social media, and she doesn't want it anymore. So
Yeah,
she
it's
blocked him.
called stalking.
Yeah. So she blocked
Trolling.
him. Yeah. You ready for this? He's suing her to get back on her social media, saying that she can't eliminate him. And here's what I'm asking: why can't she? It's her social
it's
media.
a tool. Yeah, you can do that.
No, he's going to court.
No,
and
he's a tool.
Yeah, he is a tool, but he is going to court, and
He's got to lose that.
The lawyer actually should lose their license
I
for
think
taking that to
I
court.
think like
Nope.
anything, you could sue anyone for anything. So the point is, even if he loses, I think he's just trying to make a statement. Hey, look at me, I'm fighting the man, and blah blah blah. And obviously,
and it sounds like that. But
Yeah.
but Ted, I'm going to say this right now that according to like experts, he's going to win, and she's going to be forced to put him back, even though he's a complete asshole and a complete scumbag. That it's her social media, and there's a good chance that she's going to be forced to let him get back on. Does that sound right to you?
No, I don't know. If
I mean,
that's- I don't know how that could happen.
I don't know too much about the laws, but I think the bottom line is if
You
you're-
don't know
if
anything
if
about the laws,
If you're on social media,
I don't think that can happen.
I'm just saying, if you're on social media in general, you have a less expectation of privacy, so you can't say, "Oh, this is none of your business," but still broadcast it to the world. So people say, "Well, they tell everybody everything," and then it's like, "Oh, then you can't say, well, it's none of your business. This
You
is
actually
private."
can do that. I do it.
Yeah. Allegedly,
My account. This is funny. You're gonna laugh. My account is locked. My Twitter account. I have a Twitter account just to follow.
I was in it just the other day, Mark.
You can't. Well, you can. So my Twitter account is locked. It's got like a lock next to it. So the only people that can see my tweets are the people that follow me.
I remember you saying that
And
before.
I have two
Yeah.
people following me,
Right.
and myself. So they never look at. So I'm basically like I see something and I just want to talk about it, but I don't want anybody to fucking hear what I have to say. But I want to get it out of my system, so I'll tweet about it.
Isn't
To
that why you
two
have
people.
friends?
Just to get it out of my
Isn't
system.
that why you have friends? I mean, isn't that what you go to a bar
Yeah,
for?
but this is something you're doing at your leisure when you're not around friends. I don't.
So don't you
I
have a
only
text?
have,
Don't
like-
you have a text chain where you're just like super shitty? Like we have this text chain of like 15 guys.
I'm not on it, by the way.
Yeah, and our buddy Jimmy, who's
Again, this
been
is
on the
something
show,
I don't
and
want
a couple
anybody
of-
to
Tommy,
see.
Tommy, has been on the show. He was on the Dope Show with us. But they don't care about that. Yeah, they just whatever comes to their mind, they just go ahead and tweet it. And yeah, most of it is just
Text it. They
disgusting
just
pictures.
text it.
They text it. Yeah,
no,
sorry.
we do
Yeah.
that too. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what you share that with. Yeah.
Yeah, I
and then you
guess.
hope you never get nominated to be president or
Right.
Ted's vice president, because somehow, some way, they can find all of your.
Mark, I already vetted you.
Everything,
you're
right?
You're disqualified.
I
I'm
am?
sorry. Yeah, sorry.
Wait,
Well, I can run your campaign though. Right?
You can do that.
Yes,
It's okay.
wait, is that right? Don't they don't look into like the campaign person or anything?
I think they're low on the totem pole. So I mean,
Yeah, I mean, they're not an elected official.
As long as you don't break any finance rules,
Is that right?
probably. I mean, they don't care about the person that's running your campaign, unless he did something illegal,
All
or he
right,
is
I-
doing something illegal.
You're something illegal.
But it's your choice to have a scumbag run your campaign or not.
So Ted, you can have a scumbag run your campaign, or you don't have to pick Mark. You can pick somebody else.
Wasn't Corey Lewandowski running Trump's campaign, and then he became like the focus of media attention for some reason. He did something.
Yeah.
I think
Scumbag.
he assaulted somebody. But the point is, he was like the campaign person for Trump, but he was actually like it's like the referee getting all the attention in the game where the referee should be invisible. Like the referee makes a bad call, so now the focus is on the referee. So you should never be talking about the finance or the campaigin manager. That should never be
for
the
sure,
focus of
yeah.
attention. So if that guy's the focus of attention,
It's
or
negative
gal,
attention,
That's
yeah.
never a good thing. So
I listen. I would absolutely 100% agree. Okay, you guys know that Sarah Huckabee Sanders is the
Governor of Arkansas.
Governor of Arkansas.
as
right?
was her father.
Wait, he was the governor of Arkansas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's his name? Mike Huckabee. Yeah, he was the former governor of Arkansas.
And after
That's
everything
his
that
daughter.
happened
That's
in
his daughter.
Arkansas that he did, and it's not any better, they
That's
elected his daughter.
That's his daughter, and she was the press. Wasn't she the? I think she was
she
the
was
press
for Trump.
Yeah.
for Trump. Yeah, she was the press spokesman for Trump.
Oh
yeah,
man, that's
yeah.
got to be so hard. I mean,
Her job?
Her job had to be so.
Oh.
difficult.
For a
Bill-
normal
Bill-
person,
Bill-
yeah, not
Bill-
for her. She
Bill
was
Clinton-
fucking amazing.
Bill
She
Clinton-
would get angry though.
Dude, she could paint a red wall red and tell you it was blue before she painted it and after she painted it.
Bill Clinton was the
She was amazing.
he was the governor of Arkansas
Horrible.
before he was the
Horrible
president.
person.
I know, horrible.
Was he really?
Yeah, Bill Clinton was the governor of when he was like 32 years old.
Wait, you didn't know he was the governor of
I
Arkansas?
totally forgot about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I honestly totally forgot about that. Now here's something weird. Okay, so she's governor of Arkansas. In 2 months, they passed 150 new laws, 150 bills in 2 months. So my question is this: what the hell was going on that they needed 150 new bills to fix it?
Is that normal or you don't know?
I have no idea. Doesn't that seem ridiculous?
I don't know. I
In
mean, what's
2
normal,
months,
though?
in 2 months to come in and have
it's-
150
but what
bills.
what would you define as a bill? Some bills are so stupid that we would even know they exist. They're like some things are just like so minute.
Well,
and so
I know
stupid.
she passed.
But-
I
but
just
then
read this the
do
other
you
day.
need 'em?
I
Do you
just-
need it?
I just
Well,
read this the other
maybe
day.
to facilitate something over another. I don't know, but
There was a
I have no
a
idea.
bill passed about something with trans people. Like if you do
Yeah, they
like
just
some
did
trans
that.
like you get in trouble. I can't remember what the bill was specifically, but it's definitely geared against trans people in Arkansas.
I think
So-
I think that's not unusual though. I
No,
think there's
so
a lot
there's
of
a lot of
bills-
states doing that. But so they
Every
just
month, yeah.
today they passed a bill that said that you can sue a doctor who does any supportive form of health care for transgender or non-binary people.
So,
Wow.
but here,
You can sue them.
here's the deal with
Sue
these
them for what?
for
doing it.
performing the- But see, this will never. So sometimes these bills get passed by these extreme politicians, but it doesn't make it any further. It's not. It can't be held accountable because the Supreme Court of that state is going to
Right.
dictate whether or not that could be implemented into their government. So just because it passes doesn't mean it's going to actually turn into anything real.
Yeah, but isn't
It's
that going to stop?
ridiculous.
Isn't that going to stop people from helping people? I mean,
It's a deterrent initially, yeah. But I think the point you're trying to make is, and I agree 100%, is that she, along with a lot of other politicians like DeSantis, they approve and write the craziest shit, thinking, and even if it doesn't stick, it's dangerous in theory that they're putting it out there in the first place. Because that's crazy. The next thing's crazy. Maybe this one's not so crazy, but it's crazy, but not compared to those two
Well,
things.
then sometimes they throw those crazy ones in with like a really important
Yeah,
bill,
maybe,
and they're
yeah.
like, "Well, the only way we're going to pass this is if you do that."
Right.
Did you hear about the South Carolina? They're trying to pass legislation that says if you get an abortion, you are going to get the death penalty.
That's the most ridiculous thing on the planet.
Right. So they would
So it's
basically kill any woman that. So
that kind of
don't
killing's
take
okay.
a life because then we're going to kill you.
Yeah, the death penalty is okay.
That seems crazy, right?
Yeah.
The concept of putting those two things together absolutely sounds crazy. I mean, how did this? Here's the thing. I don't understand how this happened. 2-3 years ago, what do we got to say? Like pre-Trump, this was just a normal place that had normal things, and now we've become completely abnormal.
Yeah.
Isn't it really weird?
Just literally gone off the deep end in terms of like the extremist ideas.
And listen, it's easy to say that I'm a dude and I have no problem with that, right? I'm a dude. That's me. I am. But honestly, and this is things I did not know.
You know,
America,
dude is a butt hair.
Is it really?
Yeah, that's what dude means, butt hair.
Oh, perfect. Okay,
You're a butt hair.
yeah. I've been a butt here my whole life. But listen to this: in America, 132 people a day kill themselves. Every day.
How many?
132 people a day in America
suicides,
kill themselves.
Suicides in the top 10.
Okay? 45,000 people a year.
Yeah.
Okay. If helping people who are trans or whatever they're
Not all
doing,
suicides are
of course they're not.
what you think they are, though.
Right. But if helping anybody to kind of accept who they are or just let them be whoever they are saves lives, why are we stopping that? I mean, that's murder in and of itself right there. If you just can't let people be who they are. I mean, what if tomorrow they decide, it's like that, remember that?
The 13-year-old kid just killed himself in Indiana for bullying.
Yeah.
He was bullied.
He was being bullied
heavily. My cousin committed suicide. He was 13.
Yeah. I mean,
He was being bullied in school. It was horrible. It was horrible. I mean, just terrible. My first cousin.
Wow.
And, I mean, those kind of things, you're right. The people that are judging and bullying people for the way they look or act or whatever, and that person has, something going on that makes them think that this is the right solution, those people are guilty of murder in some way. Right?
But I mean, it's that thing where they can't put a thing on it, and I just don't understand how people just can't let people be the way they are, because I mean everything is so different. Again, if you live in the past, then you can't see the future, and it's too weird to me.
Well,
it really is.
The point is, I think the problem with a lot of these politicians, whether they're liberal or conservative, whatever you want to label them, with their extreme beliefs, you're basically appeasing just a very small group of people who are outliers, who don't represent the general population. So just if you say pass a law to appease them, it's not helping the overall population. You're not helping your overall constituents, and that's why they fail. So a good politician, a good public servant, because that's what. So let's replace the term politician with public servant, because that's what you really are. You're a public servant. You're there to serve us. You're not the king. You're not the emperor. You're an elected official, and you can be recalled or voted out of office at any time at the will of the people. Unfortunately, the people sometimes don't have the will to do that, because they're
because we have lives. We're just living our lives every day. We don't have time for that.
But the point is, people in general need a public servant, not a politician, to serve them in terms of, hey, I need better health care. I want my neighborhood safe from crime. I want my taxes to be lowered. I want more money in my paycheck. I want good schools, and not these small little ancillary issues that really don't affect anybody in the scheme of things.
You mean like I want to have a restaurant where my waitress carries a gun?
See, that was well said, Ted.
Thank
and he
you.
said
it was
Were
well
you
said.
thinking
Well,
of that?
that's why I'm
Were
running-
you thinking of that when you were drawing that picture of the cock and balls and on that piece of paper and the person licking them?
My only regret is
Ted
that
has a piece of paper.
I know what he's
and
drawing.
he sketched
I'm trying...
a cock and balls and
God.
a person licking the cock.
I'm
Oh
not
my
talented
God.
enough to put this mouth
So-
down here, unfortunately.
No.
So.
Ted,
That's
You know
amazing.
what, Mark?
I
One
can
of these
do two
things we have to
things
do
at
is not share.
He's developed from boobies.
Is not share Ted's drawings. We never ever want to share Ted's drawings.
Yes. Now it's a double.
I guess you can be smart and childlike at the same time.
Or get inspiration from all sorts of
He's
different
like a
things.
child. What's that, Lenny from Mice and
got-
Men? He's just like a child.
He's got a childlike wonder.
Don't compare yourself to him.
Yeah, but an adult's pen.
Right? No,
there's no eraser.
That's like a fifth grade boy's pen.
There's no eraser on
That
this
is.
pen, by the way. Yeah. So folks,
Pens don't
that's
have
why-
erasers, dipshit.
Don't you remember Eraser Mates back when we were in grade school?
Wait, speaking of dipshit,
What is it called? Eraser
The
mates?
Eraser Mate.
I hated
It was a pen
erasable
that you
pens.
could,
Yeah.
the pen that you could erase.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I
They
hated
still make
erasable
those.
Yeah,
pens
they were
so
terrible.
much.
It
what's
just-
eraser made again? What is that? I think I know what you're talking about. What is that
A
again?
pen
It's
with
a-
an
oh, that's
eraser.
a
right. I
pen
remember
that
that.
had an
Yeah.
eraser.
That was made
That didn't
by,
make any
yeah.
sense.
when we were
Yeah,
in
no,
like
I did
grade
that,
school.
but you
That
would
was
do that.
made by
And it would leave just like a blue mark all over your.
It was made by communists. Yeah, no
That's
one
like
wants that.
having a pencil on the golf course with an eraser. I'm like, why do you need an
Matt
eraser
was-
on the golf course?
Hey, Ted, Matt was mad because it
Exactly.
got rid
You know
of
why?
whiteout. He couldn't sniff whiteout anymore.
Sniff it. That stuff was the
Drink-
best
oh, you
drink
were
I ever
drinking
had. Yeah, you know why people need an eraser on a golf course, Ted? Because you say stuff like 6 when you really mean 8.
Oh,
Yeah, and it's hard to fix that. You want to
You
have
know,
a nice.
man-
oh
neat
no, the
scorecard.
9 meant 6, and I
Matt-
just flip it upside down. That's
So
all.
you said if you live in the past, you can't see the future.
Yeah.
That would be a great name for a bar.
What?
you live in the
That's a
past,
long
No,
name.
past. You're drinking in the past, my man. Just call it. You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't that be funny?
No.
No, I'm
No,
always trying. I'm
worst.
always Jackie. I'm always trying to think of like funny bar names. You want to go?
Boobies.
You want to go drink in the past?
How about rehab?
the bar that we call the past? You want to go drink in the past?
Going to the
Oh,
past.
yeah, I kind of like that.
Okay. You know what? If,
You know, I'm tired of drinking in the past. Let's go to the Howard Street
yeah. Can we?
or the
if
bar
I-
next door is the future.
Let's go to the future.
Yeah,
See, I like that. I like the future better.
there is a bar in Southern Illinois called the Library.
Oh, there's always like a bar.
like
there's,
that.
there's always like
Actually,
a
I
bar
like that
somewhere in every state. It's a very like
Yes,
benign
there's lots of
name.
them.
It's they have like
I think
benign
we've
names.
been to that
Yeah.
for a soccer game
Yeah,
at SIU.
I'm at the library.
Yeah.
I'll call you later.
Dude, I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, so Mark, you have a new thing you want to do. Is that correct?
I just got something I want to talk about, man.
Okay, no, but you, I mean, like Ted's
it's a
tips.
it's a segment.
You have a segment.
It's a segment.
You have a segment
Yeah,
you
we
want
can,
to
we
do.
can call it on the mark or off the mark. Off the mark or on the mark. What do you want to do?
That's
We'll have our
that-
listeners call it.
That's going to leave a mark or on the. Oh, I like that. Something
Yeah,
on the mark.
I thought we said like that.
on the mark.
That's going to leave
Yeah.
a mark.
So I read. So I read something, and I was reading about a topic. We'll come up with the name later. The listeners are going to come up with the name, but this is like This is like what's his name? Andy Rooney.
Yeah, Andy Rooney. What
Oh,
about?
wait.
You ever wonder why
from
most
60
people?
Minutes. Yeah.
He goes, did you ever wonder why?
Yeah, yeah.
That's the guy from 60 Minutes, right?
Yeah.
I remember him.
Oh, and here's my idea, and I actually shouldn't say it on the air
Because you're stolen.
because I watch 60 Minutes. We watch 60 Minutes.
Oh,
like,
yeah, we always did
religiously.
as a
We still
family.
do. We still watch it.
It's
And-
still on.
Oh yeah, it's the longest.
Yeah, it's still
show
relevant. It's still
in-
relevant.
It's
It
awesome.
goes-
It's
I
actually
I
well
like
done.
the part when it goes tick 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 tick.
Yeah. I had
Most
no
simple
idea it was
people do,
still
Ted.
on.
I'm morally
Ted
safe.
can't get past that part.
I'm morally safer.
He waits for
I'm
the
I'm
commercials.
Leslie Stahl.
Yeah, I'm the only woman in the
See,
show.
that's my thing. So They always did. I'm so and so. I'm so. These stories and Andy Rooney. After this, that's how they all
Yeah,
right.
He was
Right.
like
These
colored,
stories
yeah,
and
okay,
Andy
yeah,
Rooney.
yeah.
So we still watch it, and I grew up watching it. We watched it every fucking Sunday or
Yeah.
whatever
Every
day it was
Sunday.
on.
At like
and
6:30 or something.
Sunday,
6?
6 o'clock.
yeah, and then
6:55.
and they
Andy
still do
Rooney
the
came on.
same intro with the clock that Ted loves. That he can't get
I-
past.
you know, it's
the-
funny. I haven't
It's
seen.
very
I
simple.
can't
He loves analog
I haven't.
clocks.
I haven't-
Digital are a
I
little
haven't
too
seen
tough.
that show in years, and I still remember those. I still remember the tick tick tick, and I remember like Leslie Stahl, Morally Safer, and I know there's another
Morley
guy.
Safer.
Yeah.
What a terrible name. Morley Safer.
But it's weird. Like it's weird how you remember it. Like I literally haven't seen that show for over 10, 15, probably 20
Leslie
years.
Stahl's still on it, right?
Jesus
Was Barbara,
Christ.
wasn't Barbara Walters on it for a while?
I think
Yeah,
she
she
was.
was
Well, she was on
yeah.
everywhere.
I think
right?
she was, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you're stealing Andy Rooney's bit, but we're
No,
not calling
okay,
it
yeah,
that.
we're gonna call it something else.
The listeners will come up with an idea. I will share. So if you're listening and you have an idea for what Mark's bit,
I just got something to say.
okay, go ahead.
All right.
I got.
Maybe that's what it is.
I got
So-
something to
I
say.
just got something to say.
Jackie is a genius.
I got
I got something to
something to
say.
say.
There it is. Mark's. I got something
Let
to
him
say.
say it.
All right, so you guys, everyone's heard about this whole thing with artificial intelligence, right? And it's all over the news
wait,
now.
is that Ted?
Artificial. This is where I'm going. This is all about Ted. No, it's not about Ted.
You could say.
Hey, why don't we call my bit Ted's Tips?
You could say. Why don't you just call
It'll
it?
make as much sense as that.
You know, if you said if you said AI for short,
I just call me a stalker, and you're good.
We're not going to call you AI for short. That's
No.
Allen Iverson's nickname.
no, he was the answer.
AI. They call them AI the answer. So artificial intelligence. So my wife said she just subscribed to this software for work. She has to write a lot of copyright. She's not a copyright person, But somebody at work's like, hey, why don't you try one of those AI softwares? There's one, it's called, what the hell is it? Chat GPT.
Right. Yep.
Okay. So it's out there. So I'm like, this is so weird because they're talking about artificial intelligence in cars. Self-driving cars is operated by a computer by artificial intelligence.
Teslas, yeah.
Right. So I'm like, this is so fucking dumb. Artificial intelligence. So I did like I did some brainstorming. So I got some synonyms with artificial, right? Okay. Unreal, bogus, counterfeit, fabricated, faked, sham, false, phony, plastic, simulated, synthetic, unnatural, unreal, bogus, those words, okay? And intelligence, acumen, brilliance, intellect, savvy, understanding, smarts, reason, aptitude, brain power, IQ, acuity, brightness, right?
Wow, that's an interesting concept.
It really
So
is.
those are the definitions of intelligence. Those are some synonyms with intelligence that we associate with intelligence, and those are some with artificial, unreal, bogus, sham, false, fake, phony, plastic, artificial intelligence, right? It makes no fucking sense. So there's a software now that'll you type in a topic like explain to me quantum physics, and then a student in college can put that in, and the computer would spit out everything about quantum physics as if you were speaking about it. Okay. And then you could just print it out and turn it into...
So if I was speaking about it, it'd just be,
Right.
Okay.
Right. And that's how they know that it was written by a computer.
Because
you turned it in with your fucking name on it, and it made sense. So there's all different types of it. There's for driverless cars. There's spell check, right? There's all sorts of things like that. So now there's these chatbots, which is use of AI I want to talk about. So there's companies who have developed this technology for writing, used by lawyers, copywriters, students, journalists, municipalities, and local governments are using it, and even administrations of universities. So there was that shooting at MSU last month. Vanderbilt University had to apologize because they used Chat GPT to craft a consoling email about the mass shooting to its students at MSU, and somebody caught wind. They somehow figured out that it
wasn't actually written by a
it was
human
written by
being.
AI. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they had to apologize and say, we're sorry. We did actually use an AI software to write this.
So it's funny. It's funny you should mention that.
Yeah.
That triggered my memory. So like years ago during the Gulf War, when Donald Rumsfeld was I think he was the Secretary of Defense under George Bush, and I guess when
Ted, I got something to say. I'm in my thing.
he was robo signing. He was robo signing condolence letters.
Ted, let him.
I'm in my thing, man.
Yeah, let him.
So that somebody used AI for that. So I did these synonyms, right? I came up with. I didn't get these. I looked them up. There's different synonyms for artificial.
I figured you did.
And different synonyms for.
Those
synonyms
seem like
for,
words you don't
Yeah,
understand.
because I can't even pronounce
Did you say cinnamon?
Cinnamon.
Yeah.
Cinnamon.
Wait, hold on.
So,
that girl,
synonyms-
that girl can strip. That's all I'm going to say. She can strip.
If your name is Cinnamon, you
Yeah,
better know how to strip.
He's my favorite.
So here's my idea. I think it should not be called artificial intelligence. I think that we can come up with something better than AI that's more appropriate, like BS, like bullshit, or SFC, like stupid fucking computer. Or my favorite is NM, not me. As in, who was driving the car when it killed two pedestrians that strayed from the crosswalk? Answer, NM.
Not me.
Not me. Right? Or why does our letter to the student body about a mass shooting to another university say, don't worry, be happy, you're at a great school? Who wrote this shit? NM, not me. So why not name it something that, right? So, I mean, if you're going to let a computer write something entirely for print without having to make any wholesale changes or at least spend time editing it and researching it, then it's very appropriate. And we're not making sure it's appropriate for what it's being used for, right? So why let it write it in the first place? Just write the fucking letter and do it yourself. Why would somebody let a computer do this? It's like cheating. Or, I mean, if you're going to do it, at the very least, here's a great idea. So if you're going to let a computer write something for you, then everybody should have like a pseudonym or a name, and it should be what you call your computer. Like my computer's name is Stewie Kleinbacher, right? That's what I call my computer. You call your computer the porno machine. So Matt's computer's name's the porno machine,
That's
right?
his phone, by the way.
So
Yeah,
if
my
Matt,
phone is the
so
porno
if,
machine.
so if Matt sends me a letter and it's written by his computer or by AI, it should read, from Matt, written by porno machine. So if you're going to send something out, it should be like, this is from Mark, written by Stewie Kleinbacher. You shouldn't get credit for that. It's like cheating. So, because if you don't give it credit, it's basically cheating or plagiarism. So as I understand this AI technology, it's getting really smart after spending a lot of time around humans. The more we use it, the smarter it gets. So how long before AI writes something that's like earth-shattering that a human takes credit for, only to be sued by the SI computer or AI computer? Oh, man. So, right?
Dude.
If a guy can sue B-dubs for calling their boneless wings,
Oh yeah, I heard about that. I
Yeah.
guess Buffalo,
if a guy,
Buffalo,
so stupid.
Buffalo
if a guy
Wild
can sue
Wings.
Buffalo Wild Wings because
He said they
they're-
were. He said they were
they're
chicken
boneless
nuggets.
wings,
The
yeah.
boneless wings
No,
were
listen,
chicken nuggets.
no, their boneless wings don't have any bones in it.
No,
Listen.
he called them chicken nuggets. He goes, "You're really
Right,
good."
right. They're not.
So
They're not
just
wings.
listen,
He thought they were.
move on.
He thought they were like literally boneless wings. Like they took
Hold on,
the
hold on.
bone.
Deboned.
But you don't get
Exactly.
to sue somebody because you're stupid and you don't realize that it's just a chunk of chicken.
Right.
Yeah, that's not a thing.
Well, here's what
listen,
I think.
I love
Here's
that.
what I think. I
love that
I
concept.
think you should be able to put the word boneless in front of anything that doesn't have bones in it.
Boneless carrots.
Like I should be able to go to Howard Street Inn and say, we'll take the sausage pizza, well done, and can you make that boneless?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll take the boneless pizza, please.
Wow,
Boneless wine.
You should be able to
You
call
are-
anything without bones in it boneless, right?
You are
So
really
here-
ranting. You are really like
So-
this is getting more like Ted every second. You realize that,
Right.
right?
So these AI computers, so these AI computers write something and get all the credit for it, and somebody else just sits back and doesn't do anything but input the basic information. So I'd say, what's the buzzing noise, man?
Oh, I thought that was your brain, man, because you sound like you're going to explode. Okay,
So
does this have an end?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, thank God.
It does. So to call something to call something that a computer does that takes the place of something a human should do, artificial intelligence, it's like an oxymoron. Okay?
I like the NM thing.
Yeah.
I like the
like
NM.
not
Yeah,
me.
you had me at NM.
Yeah.
Not me. You had me at NM.
How about PD? Plausible denial.
Oh, Ted, why do you ruin? Why do you ruin every? You want you to just say the computer's a stalker. That never.
It's funny.
So
Stalker.
here, it's
So
here-
what's your advice for AI, Ted?
So here, in short, I just say we should just continue to educate our youth, stop taking shortcuts, and kill this whole fucking AI thing before it kills us.
You know what?
Sincerely, Stewie Kleinbacher.
Oh man, that is really good. Except that's never going to happen.
I know.
It's
but
only going to get worse.
It's going to get worse.
Can't stop
I
progress.
Used, no,
Can't
listen,
stop progress.
listen. I used. Here's the funniest thing.
I actually used it for the show.
Yeah.
You want to see what it said? You want me to read what it said?
No, I think I wanted to stop. I really do. Yeah. So I used it for the show also, and I put in our open, and as soon as I put in Ted, it came up with some gibberish and a naked picture of Ricardo Montalban. Yeah,
Wasn't
I
he
have
the-
no
wasn't he the
idea.
mid-
With an
Wasn't he the
arrow,
mid-
with the, it said Ted with an arrow
blade.
pointing.
Wasn't
to
he?
him.
He was the midget from Fantasy Island.
No, that was
a
that
little
was-
person.
No,
Oh, that was
He
there
was
was
the tall guy.
that was Hervé
the normal guy.
Villachez.
Yeah.
whoa,
that's pretty good, yeah.
whoa.
He was the what?
Sorry.
Tall
Ricardo
guy?
Montalban. He was the swarthy
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. No, but I
Latino.
mean,
He was
yeah.
the swarthy Latino man who welcomed people to the island. Yes, that was
Swarthy. Yeah, oh, Ted. Ted, you turned bad into
swarthy.
worse. Congratulations. You are just. You know what? You're an HR nightmare. And you know what? I'm gonna start an HR. I'm gonna hire somebody to be our HR department, and they're gonna constantly just be texting you, Ted. Everything you say is no, absolutely not.
Ted's
Please
like,
don't do it.
you can't call them midgets and you can't throw them now? What the fuck's this world coming to? No throwing them, no naming them.
You could mud wrestle with him though.
I'll tell you what, Mr. T just lived in the best time ever. He was really able to do everything he wanted to do.
A pitted fool.
Oh man! All right, Mark. So great bit. I love it, and I'm going with NM from now on. No more artificial intelligence.
No, it's,
I'm going
and
in
that's
and
not me.
We're going to start a movement.
Yeah. Ooh. Oh, I just started a movement. Sorry.
Oh, I thought my man had a bowel movement.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. I'm starting a movement. All right. So that is awesome, man. I love that. That's a great way to stop this thing. So let's do our final thoughts here. Ted, since you were not able to give a decent tip,
That was the best tip ever.
yeah, that's
I just saved the woman
I'm 100% sure
I
that
just saved Jaslyn from a restraining order,
really.
possible stalking. Who knows?
How do you know she's not the stalker?
She's trying to get away from him. She's
That's
not
what
the stalker.
But Ted, that's just what she says. How do you know in real life she's not trying to murder him, and you just gave her the perfect way out? Yeah.
Well, then I guess I'm a winning accomplice to a crime, apparently.
Okay.
After the fact, of
Well, at the
course.
very least, to
Ted,
losing
Ted.
a listener.
Yeah,
You're an
Ted.
accomplice to that.
If she calls you and says, "Bring my gun," because I forgot my gun and I want to shoot someone, don't do that. Then
What
you
if
are
she
an
wants
accomplice.
Ted to hire a hitman, though?
Ted, here's
more than
$80
$10.
Ted, here's $87.
She wants Ted to go to prison.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's
She's setting him up.
$87. Find me.
Ted, call this guy. He's a hitman.
Yeah.
Tell him what you told me.
Yeah, it's
We covered that topic extensively. We all know what happens when you
So
hire a
Teddy,
man.
Teddy,
Right. Yeah, we
Teddy.
do.
Final thoughts.
Mark, that was a very good tidbit you had. But if I got busted, if I was using AI to write something that was obviously way more clever than I can come up with, I would just say, if I got
That's
caught,
everything.
I would just say, hey, you know what? If you're not cheating, you're not trying. As I've said before, that's my defense.
I feel like that is the lowest common denominator. If you're not cheating, you're not trying.
Well, I mean, I'm saying that in a very
Wouldn't you
whimsical
wanna-
way.
I mean, I just feel like
A
you should
whimsical
get some,
cheating way.
Well, George Hallis, that was something George Hallis said. He coined that. If you're not cheating, you're not trying. But he meant that he's working extra hard, and cheating's part of that process.
well, but you're cheating within the confines of the spirit.
no,
of-
he cheated. No, he
Oh,
was.
cheating
he
within
did
the
good
confines.
cheating.
No,
He did
it's like
good cheating.
nonstop.
Right.
It's like nonstop. Like he was filming practices before anybody else and shit.
Yeah,
Like
it's
that.
like the Patriots filming, the Jets practicing,
that's
and then
what
or,
Hellis
or
did
like
that.
or like the Astros with the garbage cans with the
he
little
would send
signaling.
out guys and take. He was
just,
sending guys out to
So
take pictures
that wasn't
of practices.
that wasn't cheating. That was being proactive.
And you could just say, not me.
You know what? Listen,
Yeah, that
Teddy,
was the computer.
A lot of
Teddy,
signaling
if
going
we
on.
get if we get a tip, it's like, listen, I play baseball and I really want to win the World Series. What are some good ways with not cheating to win? And then you just give them all cheating ways. Then you've done a terrible job.
Get some garbage cans.
Garbage
and bang
can,
on
yeah,
them.
get the lids and
It's only cheating if you got caught, right?
Wait, hold on a second. Is it? Yeah, it's really that's true. Would Chat GPT help you cheat at baseball? I have no idea.
They talk about this in school now. I talked to my son about it. It's like, the teachers always tell us.
Don't do that.
Well, they tell them. They one teacher's like, we have them thinking that we know. Like there's like telltale signs
bullshit.
as written by AI, but
Yeah.
no, they're like it's total bullshit. But they're 15 years old. They don't know.
A cogent, coherent, intelligent thought. Son, wake up. You didn't write this.
right. Right.
Yeah.
You
Hey.
should cheat in a lesser way.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
first of all, they don't write in school anymore anyway, so they don't read or write in school anymore. So
They don't. Oh, that's
They write
sad.
papers.
Yeah, I know. I'm just
Yeah.
I'm exaggerating, but they
Oh,
don't not as much as they used to.
I don't know anything about school. Oh wait, hold on. I kind of do. All right, Mark. Last thoughts.
Oh man, I don't mean last thoughts. I got a final thought though.
Are you going away?
It's like
after
talking
this?
to two Teds. You know what I'm going to call
two
it?
Teds.
Matt and two Teds.
No, man. I'm the dude. That's Mr. Lebowski. I'm the dude.
No, I'm not Ted. I'm Ted. He's Ted. Wait, I'm Ted. What?
Let me ask. I'm going to ask AI.
Mark, the bum's lost. The bum's lost. Mark, get a job. All right.
All right, Mark. Final, last.
My last thoughts on
finite.
today's show is I'm glad Jackie's here. I'm looking forward to her coming back next week. You really keep Matt at bay. He attacked us.
he just ran wild. What are you talking
He only
about?
attacked Ted like
Yeah.
the third of the amount of the times
She
he
didn't help at
normally
all.
does.
Matt was a little brutal last
I was
week.
attacked viciously all through the night, and Jackie, you did nothing to help. But that's okay. I'm glad you're still here.
Who attacked you brutally?
Oh,
Brutal.
He's pointing to me. You can't see. Again, Ted,
he's pointing-
Ted
Hey,
doesn't understand
he's
the
pointing to my
concept.
computer.
Yeah, Ted doesn't understand the concept. I'm pretty sure he either pointed at Mark's computer or his penis, and then he pointed at me.
I'm just pointing at the
Yeah.
collective
Yeah.
them.
Them.
Awesome. All right, Jackie, you get the third go at this.
I guess I'm just trying to figure out what happened in Ted's life that he thinks
know, me
everyone's
too.
a stalker. Like, I mean, seriously, that your mind goes there every time is like,
Terrifying.
That and
scary.
Hillary Clinton. And he did bring up Hillary Clinton. You said you were going to
Yeah.
kill him. You said if you bring up Hillary Clinton one more time in the show, and he did today.
But I did it in a respectful way.
No, because Ted hates it when
No.
I get all like on Republican stuff. But it's
Well, I don't hate it. It's just sort of amusing. That's all. So.
It's just
is.
so over the top and bad that it always bugs the shit out of me because there's just one group like if everybody just was like, hey man, do what you want to do, be who you want to be. This is what we stand for. This is what you stand for. This is what they stand for. But when everything is so exclusionary and we like this and all those people don't matter and we're this and all those all these people are shitty. It makes it. I mean, if you're not thinking to yourself, honestly, if you're not thinking to yourself, am I voting for somebody, or am I following somebody because they're for something, or am I following somebody because they're against something?
Wait, is this you talking or porno machine?
No,
You're talking.
porno machine. Hold on a second. Oh wow. Yeah, but listen, that's a real thing, man. If you're voting like when this is again, this is my problem. When I support people, I support what they do. okay, and like what they stand for and the things they're positive about. And I feel like there's a group that we have that only tells you all the bad things and the things that they don't like and the things that they don't want to do and the things that are shitty and the people that are shitty
Or the things that'll happen to you.
right. And it's just I can't believe that we're still in that place where people are so fucking negative, man. Right? If that's what you're supporting, if you're supporting negativity, if everything that your group wants is bad and they can point to people and tell you all that bad stuff, I think I honestly feel like you're picking the wrong group.
Do you know why they do it?
Yeah,
It's fear mongering.
Fear mongering. Yeah.
And
Well,
they're
100%.
convincing people that you should make decisions out of fear rather than sense or love.
because it's easier to hate than it is to love.
If
course.
you vote for that person, you know, there's going to be crime happening on
Right.
your front step.
Right. Yeah. That's exactly
For sure.
Perfect example.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah,
which
don't vote for this person.
which
'cause
person? Because I love
They're
my
going to
front
change
porch.
every law that's going to affect you, and you're the whole
Right.
world's going to blow up, and they're going to make everybody piss in cat litter boxes at school, and so vote for me. I won't make that happen.
That was, you know what?
Yep.
That's one of my favorite things.
Oh, that's
but
the
we're,
best,
we're,
dude.
we have no chance.
By
to
the way,
get
where's
into
your
that
litter
right now.
backs down here?
You know what? The way my dogs do it, it's just the floor of the basement. Yeah, just take a
Right
shit,
where we're
take a piss. Yeah, go ahead and just every day I wake up, there's something else to clean up.
This is the litter box.
This-
You're sitting in it, pal.
Yeah, it's about 6.5 feet deep, and it's filled with Teds.
Is there a question in our future?
What did you put in his coffee? Is that coffee?
That is coffee. It's so funny. I made the coffee today. My wife says, "Wow, there's no room in there for Ted to pour anything in there."
She's like, why are you putting those pills in there?
Wait a minute, who put coffee in my coffee? All right, listen, man. Thanks for coming. Thanks for listening. Tell your friends. If you have a tip, keep bringing those tips out, and we will try to rein Ted in. If you want to be specific that whatever you're doing is not about stalking,
Stalker.
murdering, or being something horrible,
Right.
go ahead and put that in there so that Ted doesn't do it. Listen all the time. Tell your friends. Damn, everywhere you can, please like us. That is a real legit thing, man. It's going to help us a ton, and we will see everybody next week.